I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment.
It's our honeymoon, and we wanted to make the most of this once-in-a-lifetime vacation. So we booked a trip to what we would later find out was one of the top travel destinations for 2019. We are in Sri Lanka right now. Our first stop was the Horathapola Estate outside of Colombo. It is a beautiful house on a coconut plantation in the middle of the Sri Lankan jungle.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out with my own
Good morning, it is day 2. They have set up breakfast for us under this 200-year-old frangipani tree, and it is beautiful. I mean, look at this. This is just fruit. They're waiting for us to sit down to bring the rest, but while you're sitting here, occasionally a little flower like this falls on your head. After a few days of getting over our jet lag and eating our weight in curry, we jumped in our car and took the road to Sigiriya. We just stopped on the side of the road on our way to Sigiriya to get some king coconut. Show these guys behind me. They're delicious. They're so good. Rather than going to the hotel, we went straight to Caldula to go on an elephant safari. We are in the national park now, and we got ourselves into a Jeep, and now we are going out looking for elephants. And this is so bumpy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this footage, but it's fun! Found them! This lens is not giving it justice, so hopefully it comes through on the other camera. And we got here fairly early in the day. It was recommended that you get here kind of like before 2:30 because that's when the crowds start to show up, and we were here at like 1:30ish, and there's already some cars starting to stack up behind us. Only one other group beat us here, and we're just kind of like out on this wetland. This is just really awesome. Look at these elephants. They're so happy. I think. I might be projecting. Probably projecting. Also, this cloud cover may be deceiving because it doesn't look like it's that hot. It is that hot. I am sweating everywhere. To our hotel, we are at the Sigiriya Water Garden, and it is, you know, on par with everything else we've seen today, beyond beautiful. You can see Sigiriya Rock right there, and it's called Water Garden because we are completely surrounded by water everywhere and peacocks. Has only been open 27 months, so everything is brand new, and we just wanted to give you guys a quick room tour. We're chasing the easy life. We're chasing the easy life. We're chasing the easy life. We're chasing the sun tonight. We're chasing the easy life. So we unpacked a little bit and now we are walking to the bar to catch the sunset. Yeah, pretty standard. Nothing to see here. Sky. The next morning, we got up before dawn to go hot air ballooning. Once aboard, the captain took us up to 1,000 meters to get above the clouds so that we could watch the sunrise. Hotel room now, and that balloon ride was amazing. Highly recommend to anyone visiting Sri Lanka if you are not afraid of heights. If you are afraid of heights, maybe give this one a pass. And then around 3 o'clock we are going to jump back in the car and head out to Sigiriya Rock and climb up to the top to the rock fortress and hopefully catch the sunset. It's kind of cloudy while we have this lovely mirror. Do a little OOTD. You can tell I do this a lot. This top is from Aloe Yoga, and then these leggings are REI, and then these are Nike React in the rose gold pink. And then these sunglasses are Sea Folly. This is what I wore hot air ballooning this morning as well. Sigiriya Rock now. We're at the bottom just getting tickets, and then it's 1,200 steps to the top. Thankfully it is less than the Piton we hiked in St. Lucia, and I will put a link to that video in a card up here. And a short 1,200 steps later we made it to the top. This is where a palace used to be, and there's just the foundations left now, but it's actually pretty well preserved, and you can see 4 miles and miles and miles all around. The next day, we got back on the road and visited a Buddhist cave temple just outside of Sigiriya in Damdula. When you hear cave, you think down, not up, but oh well, be worth it, I'm sure. Okay, I lied. It was like 3 more hills after that one. Starting in the 1st century BC, and then the other 2 are from more recently, starting in the 16th century going up to the 19th century, and they are all incredibly well preserved. We continued south onto Kandy next. In the morning we grabbed breakfast at our hotel with this lovely view. And one lovely husband. It's very special. And then set out to the Sacred Tooth Relic Temple. This is also known as, I'll get this right, I'm gonna read it, Sri Dalada Maligawa. The temple is said to hold a tooth of Buddha himself, and thousands of people come to see it every year. Now, I will say you can't actually see the relic. Everyone crowds into this antechamber, and then every hour or so, the guards will open the door to the room that has the relic, and inside you can catch a glimpse of this golden casket or stupa that has the tooth in it. That evening, we drove to Colombo. A lot of people actually take the train from Kandy to Ella, and that's where you see those shots of people hanging out the side of the train. I will insert one of those right here. Unfortunately, we did not have time to get to Ella. When we arrived into Colombo, it was already dark, so we went straight to dinner at the Ministry of Crab. Guess what they serve there? Vegetarians look away. Everything was delicious. And the restaurant was in the colonial Dutch hospital, which had been repurposed into this kind of nightlife dining district in the city. For our brief stay in Colombo, we were staying at the Uga Residence, which was a breathtaking hotel. Even in the dark, I think it still looks beautiful. It's not the best footage ever, but you get the idea. We checked out of our beautiful hotel this morning, and we are actually on our way to another beautiful hotel, but in a different country. Before we head to the airport, we're going to go on a walking tour of Colombo and catch a ride in a tuk-tuk to just see all the sights here before we have to leave. Jumped in a tuk-tuk. What are these called here?
We call three-wheeler, but most of them also know as a tuk-tuk.
Okay. This is significantly less terrifying than the one I went in Austin. So in the city, the tuk-tuks are metered, so you just pay what's on the meter. If you're outside the city, you should negotiate a rate before. After that, we went to the airport to catch our flight to Malé. We had an unforgettable time. If you're planning a trip to Sri Lanka, I would recommend having at least 2 weeks to properly see everything that the country has to offer. We definitely didn't give ourselves enough time. Sigiriya was a huge highlight for us. I highly recommend spending some time there if you can. And while we didn't visit ourselves, Ella was also massively popular among other travelers. So if you have the opportunity, I would check out Ella as well. Big thank you to AndBeyond for arranging and booking this trip for us. It was amazing. All we did literally was book our flights to and from Colombo and show up at the airport. They took care of the rest for us. It was perfect for our honeymoon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.